Good morning, traders. Let's begin. Let's try to understand what is a single wave. Wave, in the sense, we call it as a monowave. Now, monowave for most of the people, it should look like a straight up, that is, or straight down. They people consider it as a monowave. But there is a one more monowave, that is right up. The right up is, that means one is, this is a non-directional movement. This is a directional movement and this is a directional movement. Whether you consider it as a downward or whether you consider it as an upward. But this one is a non-directional movement. So these all three considered as a movement within specified time frame. Now, when we call it as a movement within the specified time frame, do we really call this as a monowave? So, what are the identification of the monowave? So, monowaves are simply a series of momentum. It can be 5 minutes, it can be 15 minutes, it can be 1 hour also. So, let's go to the 1 hour. We will see some monolithic waves. Now, I want to come here and say that what is monolithic wave, because monolithic wave, when you understand what is monolithic wave is integrated circuit, or sometimes pronounced as mimic, is a type of integrated circuit. In the sense it is a mimical. A monolithic wave is not a standard phase in a science or engineering, but it mimics inside. So it is called monowave, monolithic wave. So can we call this as a monowave? The answer would be no. Okay. The reason the monowave is represents an uninterrupted momentum. There is no interruption in this particular entire momentum from this to this. It's called monowave, right? Monolithic wave. Now, but when you see from here to here, there is no interruption. Only this is called as a monowave. But in order to identify that whether it is monowave on 1 hour or 5 minutes, it is up to your particular understanding. Your understanding that how do you see this as a monolithic wave or a wave that suggests it's an sequences from here. Yes, this one. So again, inside this, I told you just now that from here to here, it's a monowave. But inside this 15 minutes, we have stroke 1, stroke 2, and stroke 3. A three directional stroke. Every action has got some part of the reactions will be there. Those reactions are, this is a sideways reaction, this is a downward reaction, and you also got a deep downward reaction. Okay? So from here to here, this is a monolithic wave. A wave that mimics, excluding this green bar. This green bar is excluded. From this to this, it is a monolithic wave. Now, when we say it is a monolithic wave or monowave, then inside the monowave there are actions. Either it is a forwarding towards the upside or forwarding towards the downside, and there is a reaction. Then there is an action. then there is a reaction, then there is a action. There are only three actions and there are only two reactions. This is what the R.N. Elliott said as a one single monowave. And what he wrote? He wrote in this way. He said this is a wave A, or he numbered it as a wave 1. But when he numbered it as a wave 1, there are differences between the wave 1 and wave A. You all know that. Wave 1 has to have internal. So let's take it. Suppose an internal structure, this is 1, this is deep 2, then we have 3, then we have a sideways, and we have one more stroke. So now here it comes, this is a mono wave. Inside this has to have a small mono waves and reactions. Okay? So for this move, the reaction is this. This is one reaction, this is two reaction. Once two reaction is over, the next high is almost and for assured, it is a take profit high. You got this? Okay? So these three monolithic waves combined together become wave 1. Now, the conditions for the wave 1 has to have that wave 2 cannot, internal mono waves, wave 2 cannot surpass the beginning of the trend. You got that? Okay. Wave 4 cannot overlap the height of the wave 1. It is separated. And the length, one of the length, that is 1, 3 and 5 wave, fifth wave. One of the length has to be the longest one. So this wave 3 is the longest one. So when he sees internal structure in this way, he call this as a wave 1 on a primary. He names them as a primary, subprimary or mono waves. So when you understand these things, suppose for instance, let me go back to everything and say, for instance, this was not the case. This was not the case that it comes and it breaks the low of this. Then the height is not much high. Then we have overlappings. Do you call this as a mono wave? We have overlapping here also. Do you call this as a mono wave? These are not called as a mono wave. These are called as a corrective patterns. Sorry, these are called as a mono wave, but they are in the force of the correction. Suppose if this price is going up in this complex manner, that is overlapping. It is overlapping all its nodes, it's overlapping, it's breaking low, it is overlapping, which is called as a corrective pattern. A correction can occur only when upside correction can occur only when there is a primary trend is downward. Okay? If a primary trend is downward, the counter momentum is called corrections. So what we do in our trading room in the sense that in our educational system, what we do is that we recognize these patterns. We try to recognize them in 1 hour, ensuring that every single mono wave is understood correctly and made a clear pattern identification method. A method that let you know that okay, this has moved this way, so let us expect this to move in this way or in this way. Okay, that means which way, I'll tell you now. For instance, The price has closed here, it has closed and pulled back, and it gapped up and it created a correction here. So break of this correction is you are getting a equal high of this. So now I will change the color. The length of this you are getting from this break, again you are getting one more length. We know this exactly. And what we do is we take those trades. Once when this take profit is completed, we see what happens. It made a correction again. Okay, we know that the new high is a final high. Whether the new high will have a same length, we don't know that. So what we do? What we do is we wait for this break, we enter, and when we see it starts consolidation here, so we make an exit. I'll just blow it up for you. 1 second. So this, I was explaining this. So let me take this tool first because you will understand. Yes, exactly. From here to here, this was a 96 points, right? Then it made a correction over here. So let me use this tool as a correction tool. Okay. From here it broke. This is a trigger point. From this low, we have a 96 points. 96 points. Exactly. So we, from this low. So what is our entry will be from here. Our entry will be from here and our take profit will be exactly somewhere here. Because we know for the fact that the price has corrected in a horizontal way, rather it is going for the deep correction. All you have to do is to understand whether it is entering in a deep correction or it is entering in a sideways. When you realize those things, when you realize those things, you will get a lot easier explanation of the trend direction and the method. Okay? So what is monowave? Again, monowave can be correction, monowave can be impulse also. Most of the things what Elliot did is he didn't had a computer. So you see this, when it breaks, we take a exit. This is what we do. We put this correction here and this is a correction basically. No, that's not a correction. This is a correction actually. It made an impulse A, B, C, then it made a very low running flat here. Then from here it went up. It started hovering here only. At this point of time, your job is to just get out at the break even. What is break even? Break even is nothing. Break even is nothing but just you get out of your cost of your brokerage. Now here what happened? This is a counter move. It made a one correction and it broke the correction. It made one more correction. Then it made one more correction. Do we enter here? We might not enter, or we might wait for the one more correction to complete. Once correction is done, we made here, again it went correction, we dropped, and we know we have stroke 1, stroke 2 and stroke 3. This is all done. We already know this is all done. So we take profit somewhere here, we take profit. So we take every ride. I will show you the way we handle these things. These are not difficult, but not easy though. And what you see here, the same thing is repeating here in a larger structure. So when you start seeing those patterns, okay, now you understand this. This repeated here by expanding. That's all. See? And when you start looking into the structures which are very genuinely questionable, then you know, okay, now it is in the sideways, it made a first drop. So here, basically, when we say that this made an impulse, then it made an A, B, and C, and break up this structure, we have an entry, this is 1, this is 2, and we know how to put the stops. So try to understand the things, concept, and everything. Suppose what happened here? Let me ask you what happened here. So let me ask you this: what is happening here? The same thing is happening here. So what is happening here? These are also overlap. This is 1, 1, 2, 3. It can go a little bit from where it is coming down. So when I say that it is coming down, it means that there is a structure that is referring, us that this pattern will go down. No matter what you do, this pattern is going down. So when it breaks this entire pattern here, then the length of this pattern is this high. So, okay, that is 356 points. So from this low of this, we require somewhere 356 points. Is it going over there? Ideally, it is going the 60% of it because it has already contracted. So what we do is 356, 60% of 356 is how much? Around about 200 points. It is here. Now tell me. You can learn this, you can understand this, you can actually learn this. If I can do, you can also do. If I say it is going down, you can also say it is going down. See, it went up, did not had any strength. It is so much overlapping here. So we know it is just A, B, and C. It is going down. But we wanted to make sure whether it crosses that. ठीक है? Arvindo Verma. Look again here. Say for example you bought it at break of this. Okay, you bought it and closed here. What happened? The market is not moving. Wait for this to break and take an exit here. You are still in the profit of some 5 to 6 points. We thought from here the market will boom. This was an ending diagonal. It did not go. It just went up and came down. Then it made a 1, 2, and it likely to make one more 3 here and then come down. Bank Nifty. See, I told you. मैंने जब बताया कि भाई ये एंडिंग डायगोनल बना रहा है यहाँ पे, आप लोगों को तकलीफ होती है, एंडिंग डायगोनल देख नहीं सकते आप लोग. You won't see that ending diagonal coming here. Some sort of ending diagonal, and there is a divergence here. Excuse me. There is a divergence here. It can now they are channeling now, so they will channel, they will gap up and they will come down, they will go up, they will come down, they will go up, they will come down until they break this. They will channel the system now. So if you want to learn, please do one thing. Just come to the Twitter and tell me or comment here. I will send you the email ID. Okay. All right. Good luck.